Buongiorno and welcome to another exciting edition of Meet Your Neighbor. My name is Ron Falconi. I've had this idea back in the fall of, it's back in the fall of 2006 where I wanted to just go out in the community and interview local politicians, local business people, basically so all of you could have the opportunity to meet your neighbor. We have three very special guests today. They are representatives from the Medina County Women's Endowment Fund, and I want to welcome all of you here to the studios. To Cathy, and Marsha.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Good morning.
Can you tell us about the Medina County Women's Endowment Fund and what is it?
Sure. The Women's Endowment Fund, which was started in 1998, founded in 2000, and launched as an affiliate fund of the Akron Community Foundation, serves organizations that we provide grant funding to organizations that serve women and children in Medina County. And we also see our role as helping to serve as a catalyst to grow women as philanthropists in our community as well.
Okay. And what are your positions on the board right now?
I'm chairman of the Development Committee.
Okay.
I'm the current president.
Okay.
And I'm a past president, and I'm the co-chair for the Festival of Trees.
Okay. And tell us about that, the Festival of Trees. What is the Festival of Trees?
The Festival of Trees is our main fundraiser.
Okay.
It's held in the first Thursday in November every year at Weymouth Country Club. And it's an opportunity to come and just enjoy the evening and start the holiday, where you'll find silent auction items, trees that will be decorated by various businesses and individuals, and also a wonderful dinner and just a great time to mingle with friends and that throughout the county.
That's wonderful. How did you come up with the name of Festival of Trees?
You've been on longer than me, Cathy. I'll
Fair
let you
enough.
take that one.
I'm doing my math here. The first event was held, we're in our 8th year, so it was held in 2006.
Okay.
And it was, if you can imagine, an enchanted forest that was embedded within the Christmas in the Colonies event that was held at the community fairgrounds in Medina every year. And so that's how it was started, as Festival Trees, and just had decorated Christmas trees and maybe a few auction items. And about 4 years ago, we changed that format, wanted to expand it to a one-night magical event where we would include, we still honor the trees and have the trees, and people have the opportunity to bid on the trees, but also expanded to silent auction items, entertainment, a lovely dinner, that sort of thing.
Okay, so now this is like a fundraiser, so you'll be receiving funds from this. Can you describe what is first of all, tell us what is an endowment fund and how does that all work?
Sure. An endowment fund is a kind of investment where the principal is not touched. So once the money goes into the endowment fund, it stays there and grows and grows. But every year there is a disbursement from the fund of the revenue, the accumulated revenue, interest per se, from the fund. And that is the money, that portion of the money, the interest is what we use to make funding and grants to the other organizations in Medina County.
What kind of funding have you given out over the years?
Oh, we've done just about everything. Yes, we've touched, if I'm remembering the list, we've probably touched between 25 and 30 organizations since 2004. This year, we were able to fund 7 projects out of 16 applications we received. So unfortunately, we're only able to fund a small portion.
Okay.
And I should say that our fund lives at Akron Community Foundation. We are considered an affiliate fund of Akron Community Foundation, and they help us to manage the money.
So the main places then would be Akron, but then the Medina County Women's Endowment Fund is sort of like its child, or Akron is like the parent?
Exactly, yes. The parent-child relationship is a great description. And but we are at the luxury that we have access to their staff and all kinds of infrastructure that they provide. However, all the monies that come to the Medina County Women's Endowment Fund stay in Medina County, are invested, and then recycled back into the county. So
no, members of your board, they all live in Medina County, so I'm assuming it's a requirement to have a connection here to the county, am I correct?
Absolutely, they do, and we purposely try to build our board with diversity in terms of geographical location within Medina County.
Okay, now, and I'm also assuming that you serve the entire county, all of Medina. Is there any areas that are in greater need than others, or how does that work?
Yes, there's pockets of greater need. We know currently the south area of the county,
Okay.
some of the cities, Lodi, Seville, and South, are in great need at this point. And of course, we fund projects. One of the projects we funded this year was for the Matthew 25 Coalition that resides in Lafayette and in southern Medina County.
Can you describe that? What's the Matthew 25?
Absolutely, it's a wonderful organization. In fact, one of the luxuries, and I've been the grants chair for the past 3 years, is that we're able to go on site visits to visit the organizations where we provide funding. And we just went to Matthew 25 Coalition, 3 of us, a few weeks ago. And they operate out of a single place, and it's a call-in where if you need assistance, whether it be for food or rent or medication or utilities, you can call in, and they have a very structured program where you put in an application regarding your need. The Medina County Women's Endowment Fund this year funded a program that has to do with the prescription piece. So for example, if you have a medication that you're taking and you can't afford it, you could appeal to Matthew 25 Coalition, and they would perhaps underwrite that prescription.
Okay. You probably get so many grant requests over the year. Do you know how many you get, and then how do you decide which areas you're going to fund or not fund?
Sure, we have a committee, a grants review committee that's made up of board members, current board members, past board members, and also a couple of community members. And again, we like to have representation on the grants community for the entire county, because we live in a unique county that we know our neighbors well, but perhaps there's pockets that we don't know as well. So we bring people to the table who know those neighbors.
Okay.
Unfortunately, every year we receive way more requests than we can fund.
Sure.
Generally speaking, 15 to 20 grants come to us every year.
Wow.
And
Okay.
in the most recent years, we've been able to fund between 5 and 9 grants per year. So for example, last year we had $41,000 worth of requests, and we were able to fulfill $12,000. So the need is there.
The need is out there.
Yeah.
The need is out there. What other activities do you do during the year besides the Festival of Trees?
Well, we do have our Mother's Day card, which is an opportunity for people to honor their mom,
Okay.
or to honor someone who has passed that meant a lot to them as a mom. And if it is someone that is living, we'll be happy to have a card sent to them saying that you made this donation.
Oh, wow.
And as you can see with what Cathy talked about, the grants, our Festival of Trees becomes even more important to raise more and more funds
Sure.
for the Medina County Women's Endowment, so that hopefully this next year she won't have such a gap between 41,000 and 12,000.
If someone wants to help your organization, how can they get involved?
Well, right now, we'd be delighted to
Right.
have them even as just a volunteer for the Festival of Trees. We have a lot of ladies in the community. 12 people cannot put on an event like this. We need help. So if they would like to get involved, we do have, will be posted on the screen there, the FOT Medina, which stands for Festival of Trees, at yahoo.com. And if they
Okay.
just send a note, one of us will get back to them right away
Okay.
and let them know, what there needs to be done and when we would be meeting, so that they can find out what they can do.
And you guys are also on Facebook too. You just go
Correct.
into
We are.
Correct.
Medina County Festival of Trees.
And we still
then go
have an
from there.
opportunity for anyone who would like to make a donation, whether it be monetarily as a sponsor for Festival of Trees, or if we know there's a lot of small businesses in the community that we aren't even aware of. A lot of home businesses are in Medina County. So any of those folks that would like to donate an item, donate a basket, if they just contact us at that email address or through Facebook, we would be delighted to pick it up from them and have it on our auction block.
Okay. How many board members are there altogether?
There are currently.
There are 12 board members currently.
There's 12 board members. And I was wondering, Cathy, how did you get involved with this in the first place?
Actually, my first experience with it was actually going to the event. And I was lucky enough to have bid on one of the most beautiful trees that was on display that year. It's probably 3 years ago. And I know Cathy and had expressed an interest and was invited to a meet and greet, and got involved with all these lovely ladies and was asked to be on the board. And now I'm Development Chair Committee chairperson, and looking to help grow the organization.
And Cathy's charged with, throughout the year, as development chair, we have a committee that actively looks at ways to increase the funds throughout the year, and not just Festival of Trees. So that growth is happening as well. For example, Marsha talked about donating for Festival of Trees, and if you're not able to do that right now, we take donations all year long. If you have someone, if you're writing up your will and you like the mission of our organization, we certainly would love a gift from you after, you know, we build up an endowment that way.
Sure.
Or just if there's a special birthday in your family, a way to honor a woman that is close to you, we accept gifts year round. So,
Cathy, how did you get involved with this?
I was friends with one of the founding members, Katie Horn. So I have been privy to a lot of what's been going on with Medina County Women's Endowment Fund since its beginning. And then I was approached in the mid-2000s to join the board, and it wasn't the right time for me, but I did join the grants committee at that time. And then 5 years ago, I joined the board. So I've been a board member for 5 years.
And Marsha, what about you?
Well, I knew Cathy from another women's organization, and she decided that she thought I would make a good board member, and she approached me, and I couldn't say no to Cathy.
And she's a wonderful
So I've
board
been
member.
on for 3 years. This is my 3rd year.
Wonderful, wonderful. Well, when you ladies are not involved with the Medina County Women's Endowment Fund, what are some of the things that you like to do for fun?
I like to read. I enjoy movies. I just went to a movie last night and enjoyed it very well.
Nice.
So this is where I leave you. I highly recommend it. And I have a daughter, a young daughter, so I'm involved with quite a bit with the school happenings, and she's a dancer, so
Keeps you out of
That's
trouble.
nice. That's nice.
absolutely.
Well, you know, for all my guests on the show, I like to play a game of fill in the blank, okay? The one place I want to travel to but haven't yet is blank.
Aruba.
Aruba. Oh, that's nice. Why, is there a reason why Aruba?
No, it's just someplace I've heard is really a wonderful place to go. A couple people I know have been there, and just, you know, out laying on the beach. And
Oh, of course, of course. Kathy?
London.
London.
No.
Why London?
I've never been, and I hear wonderful things and how it's such an interesting city. I
Oh,
love
yes.
history too, the layer of the old with the new. So.
Absolutely. Marsha?
I would love to see Hawaii. I've had the
Hawaii.
opportunity to travel abroad, but I've not seen a lot of the United States. So.
Oh, I could imagine. Well, can any of you give us any neighborly advice to people who are watching right now in Brunswick, Brunswick Hills, Wadsworth Township, or people watching on the internet right now?
Well, we would like to invite all of them to attend the Festival of Trees and meet their neighbors. It is amazing when you get involved in your community, how the outreach goes beyond your community to within the county. And there's so many wonderful people to meet in Medina County.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
yeah.
And do you guys have any other words of wisdom?
Just know your neighbors.
Get involved.
Yeah.
There is so much good happening in our county, and there are so many opportunities to get out there and be involved.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. Ladies, thank you very much for coming down to the studios today.
Well, thank
Thank
you
you
for
very
Very
having
enjoyable
us.
and very informative.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
We
very much.
appreciate it. Thank you.
My name is Ron Falconi, and I'm the host of Meet Your Neighbor. I wanted to thank the ladies from the Medina County Women's Endowment Fund for coming down and chatting with me today about their wonderful organization. I doubt there's anything more profound to be said, so my name is Ron Falconi, and I am signing off. Arrivederci.